I'm sure you have seen this scary formula somewhere on internet when you searched for attention mechanism. In this video, I am going to break this formula into piece by piece and explain you how attention mechanism works. So guys, what we are going to focus today is purpose of attention mechanism. That is the first topic that we are going to cover. Then we are going to understand the basics of embedding and transformations, okay? Because that is the base for how attention mechanism works. I'm also going to briefly touch upon some matrix operations basics because in attention calculation, right, matrix operation come into picture and sometimes people get confused on how these things work. Then I'm going to write self-attention output formula, and the purpose of this entire video is to derive that formula in a stepwise manner. Okay, so in the final step, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a step-by-step calculation of how attention mechanism works and how the attention is calculated. Okay, so this video is going to be very informative, guys. Please pay attention and try to understand each and every aspect of what is being discussed. Okay, first of all, what is the purpose of attention mechanism when there are models such as RNN, right? LSTM, right? Encoder decoder, these kind of things are already there. So what is the need of attention mechanism? And most of you would be aware that attention mechanism forms the basis of transformers, which is doing wonders in the world now, right? Transformers. So what is the need of attention mechanism? We will try to understand with a simple example. Suppose I write here a sentence, okay? My friend bought, okay, bought shoes and a phone. Shoes and a phone. Okay, his phone is capable of, or his phone is AI enabled. Okay, his phone is AI enabled and can work with can work with Amazon Alexa. Okay, can work with Amazon Alexa. So I'm intentionally writing here a long sentence, guys. And the purpose of me writing a long sentence is whatever sequence model you take, right? RNN you take, or sec to sec model, encoder, decoder, whatever you take, right? LSTM. There is a concept of storing the information of previous state, right? For example, if I'm at this word, right? Then this becomes my previous state and this becomes my H minus 2 previous state, right? So there is always a concept of remembering the information of previous, tokens basically. But what happens in case of long sentences is it is not very easy to remember the meaning and carry it over. Okay. So this is a very long sentence here. Suppose you start reading from my friend and all, and by the time you reach Amazon Alexa, right? It is very difficult in the system. It is not human mind, right? In the system, it's very difficult to remember the context, even if you try long short term memory or any other method of remembering the context. Okay, all the models that I'm telling is there in Unfold Data Science GenAI playlist. You can watch that. LSTM, RNN, etc. Okay, so the primary challenge here is when we work with a longer sentence, right? It is very difficult to remember the information and process the information, whatever technique we use, and especially the context of the current word. For example, in this scenario, at the moment, I'm talking about Amazon Alexa. Then you and me are human beings, so we are quickly able to understand that Amazon Alexa and AI and phone, these three things look similar, kind of similar. Okay. And you did one more thing in your mind. What you did is you discarded shoes. Please try to understand this, guys. When you were reading Amazon Alexa word, right? Then immediately you started thinking that AI could be related and phone could be related. These two words, these two tokens. And you immediately threw shoes out of your mind. Why? Because shoes, you thought from your human intelligence, you thought that shoes is not relevant for these red boxed words. Okay. That is exactly what we try to replicate or mimic in the attention mechanism. What attention mechanism's job is, when I'm reading this sentence, Amazon Alexa, I'm sorry, this word Amazon Alexa, right? Then I should be able to understand which words in the sentence to pay attention to and how much attention to pay. For example, if I am reading the word Amazon Alexa, I should be paying more attention to the word AI, more attention to the word phone, and less attention to the word shoes. That is the entire job of attention mechanism. And how it does that is by assigning some uh, attention scores and by creating a matrix saying this is how the this words look more important to me, this word look closer to me, this word look far to me. Okay, we will see all these things. First of all, try to understand the fundamental of attention mechanism. Whenever you are reading, whenever you are understanding the context, then I'm saying from systems point of view, if you think system as a human, right, then in systems mind it should understand which words are more important, which words are less important in this words context, in present words context. Okay, with that in mind, let's go ahead and try to understand the important concept of embedding. Okay, so now here above, right, we took two words, phone, okay, and other word we took as shoes. Now, without going into any much details of how embeddings are created, right, all of you must be aware that embeddings are nothing but a numerical representation of tokens or words. Okay, so if I create a 2D two-dimensional embedding here for phone, right, maybe I can say something like 0.8, 0.2. Just imagine it is any kind of embedding. Okay, there are different embedding techniques. Just you can simply think any embedding. This is the vector, okay, embedding vector for phone. And here for shoes, it could be, let's say, 0.3 and maybe 0. Uh, maybe 0.4, just an example. Okay, so you can think of phone is represented by this vector v1. Okay, this is the embedding of phone, and shoes is represented by v2. Now, in the world of attention mechanism, please try to understand this very carefully, guys. There are concepts of query, okay, that is represented as q. There is concept of key, that is represented as k, and there is concept of value, that is represented as v. Okay, from the concept of q, k, and v, right, entire attention mechanism works. What we are going to learn today is self attention and one variant of self attention known as scale dot product attention. Okay, so please try to understand there are three concepts: query, key, and value. What are these basically? Okay, so I'll tell you what are these in a moment, but first try to understand what is that we are trying to achieve. Okay, so here originally we have two words, phone and shoes. Okay, and originally we have two vectors, v1 and v2. What my objective at the end of attention mechanism is, I should be able to project these two vectors in a new dimension. Okay, so that my job is easier to find the relevance of the word and predict the next word easily. I will repeat it again, guys. I have my original words phone and shoes, and I have my original vectors v1 and v2. The purpose of attention mechanism is I want to represent phone and shoes in such a way that the relevance of phone and shoes together should be known to me, and whether I am solving a next word prediction problem or any other problem, when a new word comes, right, I should be able to find the relevance of that new word with respect to phone and shoes. Okay, to keep it very simple, let's say there is a imaginary two dimension. Okay, one dimension is called technology. Okay, just one dimension is called technology, and another dimension is called sports. Okay, so phone is what? Phone is more of a technology and less of a sport, right? So maybe I will put phone somewhere here. Okay, this is my phone, and Shoes is more of a sport and less of technology. So I will put shoes somewhere here. Okay. So can I say phone is equal to 0.8 or 0.9 into tech plus 0.1 into sports. Okay. And shoes is equal to 0.8 into sports plus 0. Very less some number. Let's say 0.1 only. 0.1 into tech. Can I say something like this? So if you see here, guys, the original embedding was 0.8, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 in some dimension. We don't care about that. Okay. What we care about is after this operation, after attention, right? We should be able to project in a new dimension, in new multi-dimension. Obviously, here I have taken 2 dimension only, in a new dimensional space where the relevance of word is proper, and tomorrow a new word comes. For example, the new word is AI. Okay. So AI is more relevant to technology or more relevant to sports? Obviously, more relevant to technology. So somewhere AI will come here. So my job to do the next word prediction becomes easy because when my data is projected in a new dimension and when the new word prediction problem comes, right, I can find the value for this new word. Okay, I'm talking about this value here, and I can just project it on my value space and get the relevance of that. Okay. But you will simply ask how these things work, how Q, K, and V works. Okay. So basically, what is Q, what is K, and what is V? Very simple. I will just write here. Q is what you want to pay attention to. Okay. What you want to pay attention to. For example, when you are talking about one word, right? What is that you want to pay attention to in that complete vocab, right? So that is your Q. What is K? K is basically identify. Identify. I will just calculate this. Don't worry if you don't understand now. Okay. Identify, locate information in your corpus. Okay. Identify or locate information. And V is basically the final thing that we are trying to achieve. Okay. So carries the information. So carries the information. So if you see the definition of V, right? V says carries the information. So phone is, this is your V space, right? So your V is basically carrying the information of phone. This is nothing but carrying the information of shoes. Okay. So your V carries the information. To reach to V, you need Q and K. Okay. What Q does is tells you what you want to pay attention to, and what K does is it identified where that thing is lying. Let's try to understand with a simple example how this works actually. Okay. And then we will try to, everywhere in the internet you will see a formula saying y is equal to softmax of q kt transpose divided by d k v. I know this formula looks very complicated. I will not start from this formula, but we will come back to this formula. Okay. So let's go step by step. Step one. Okay. Step one. What we are going to do is we are going to take three vectors. Vectors means three words. Okay. No need to make you understand three words basically. So, I mean, all of you know that already. So let's say my first word is, I'm just saying the vector of the word. Okay. So every time I say word, I will not write word, I will write vector of the word. Okay. So 1001. This is my first word. Okay. What is the second word? My second word is 0220. And what is my third word? My third word is 1100. Okay. So how many words I have in my corpus or in my sentence? Three words, x1, x2, x3. These are my original embeddings. Remember, original embeddings will be projected to a new space. Okay, but these are my original embeddings. Now, I told you about Q, K, and V. So what should happen is my x1 should have a q1, my x1 should also have a k1, and my x1 should also have a v1. Okay, so my x1 vector, right, should have a query vector, should have a key vector, and should have a value vector. To have a query vector, or to have a key vector, or to have a value vector, we need to change this vector, right? I mean, using this vector, we need to create a new vector, right? So how that can happen? That can happen using weights. So in neural network, you know that there is basically weight optimization. Okay, so we will have query vector one weight, key vector another weight, and value vector third weight. Okay, using these three weights, what we are going to do is we are going to convert x1 to q1 and k1 and v1. Okay, I will repeat one more time, guys. There are three words in your sentence, 1, 2, 3. These three words will lose its original embedding. So 1001 will get lost, 0220 will get lost, and we will have three numbers in front of us. Okay, one is q1, another is k1, another is v1. And how we will reach there? Obviously, we need an intermediate matrix to do that. That matrix is nothing but weight matrix. Okay, so what I'm going to right now is I'm going to write here what is our initial weights. Okay, so in neural network always you do weight optimization, right? So here also you can think of initial weights could be something like 0.5, 0.2, 0.1, and 0.3. Okay, this is my first weight, first set of weights. Why I have taken four numbers? Because here I have four dimension, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have taken four numbers. Okay, this is for this is the weights for first value. Okay, I mean this is for x1. I need for x2 as well, right? So I will just write here x2 weights 0.1, 0.1, 0.3, 0.2, 0.5. Okay, and I will write here x3 weights 0.3, 0.1, 0.5, 0.2. So what is happening here, guys? I am just trying to initialize some weight. Okay, I don't know whether these weights are correct or incorrect, but just some initialization has to happen. Okay, so this first one is for x1, second one for x2, and third one for x3. Okay, similarly I will have key weights. Okay, so what will be the key weights? Let me write it here. So I will write here 0.4, 0.1, 0.3, 0.2 for x1. Key weights I'm writing. Okay, 0.2, 0.4, 0.1, 0.3. Okay, 0.3, 0.2, 0.4, and 0.1. What I'm doing, I am just initializing the key weights. Okay, and then I will also write value weights. Okay, initial weights I'm writing here. So I will just refer my notes so that I don't write anything wrong. 0.2, 0.3, 0.1, 0.4, 0.4, 0.2, 0.3, 0.1, 0.1, 0.4, 0.2, 0.3. Okay, so what I have done here, I have my original embeddings and I have my weights for Q, K, and V. Now, from the basic of metric multiplication, right? If I tell you to multiply X with QW, so please pay attention, guys. If I tell you to multiply X by QW, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Why? I will take these four numbers from here to here and I will multiply with these four numbers. Okay, I will take these four numbers and I will multiply with these four numbers, and I will take these four numbers and I will multiply with these four numbers. So finally I will have three numbers. Okay, three numbers I will have, and those will be my basically Q1, Q2, Q3. Okay, so if I tell you, can I multiply X with KW? Obviously, same way. This will get multiplied with this will get multiplied with this, and last one will get multiplied with this. Okay, so how many numbers I'll have in the end? Three numbers. What will be those three numbers? K1, K2, K3. Okay, and similarly I'll have V1, V2, V3 when I multiply with these. Okay, so now what we have done, we have just defined the weights. Okay, so let's go here and try to do for x1 alone. Okay, so let's try to find only q1. I mean, I'm doing for x1 first word only k1 and only v1. Okay, so what is my q1? If you remember, guys, 1 0 0 1. Okay, what is my k1? Sorry, this will get multiplied basically, so this will get multiplied with 0.5, like I was telling you, 0.2, 0.1 and 0.3. And if you multiply this, right, this number will come 0.8. Okay, and this number will be like this, because for q1 we will just multiply original vectors with the weights. Okay, so here also 1 0 0 1. Okay, and multiplication will happen with the weights, where from these numbers are coming from the above weights: 0.4, 0.1, 0.3, 0.2, and this will be 0.2, 0.3, 0.1, 0.4. Okay, and this will be 0.6. This also will be 0.6. Where from I have written these numbers, it should be first column for all these. So first column means I'm talking about this 0.5213, 4132, 2314. Okay, 2314, 4132, and 5213. So this is for the first one. For x1 I am computing. Okay, remember, for x1. Okay, for x1, what is q1? 0.8. What is k1? 0.6. What is v1? 0.6. Similarly, for x2 we can compute. Okay, so for x2, what it will be? Q2 will be 1. Okay, K2 will be 0.6 and V2 will be 0.8. Okay, and for x3, that is our third word in our sentence. Okay, third word, Q3 will be 0.6, K3 will be 0.5, and V3 will be 0.5 again. Okay, so what we have achieved till now is we have achieved a Q, key, and V from the original embedding. Okay, so this is my original x1, x2, x3, original x1, original x2, original x3. For original x1, I have a set of QKV. For x2, I have a set of QKV, and similarly for x3. Now what we are going to do is we are going to go into next step, and we are going to compute something known as attention scores. Okay, so here I will write attention scores. Attention scores. Okay, so how attention score will be calculated is attention between x1 and x1 first. Please pay attention here, guys. Attention between x1 and x1 will be q1 into k1. Okay, so the formula for attention is you simply compute the query with the key. Okay, multiply, I mean to say. Okay, so here I'm computing attention of x1 with x1. Hence, I will take x1's q1. Okay, and here I am writing x2. So I will take key of x2. So I will say k2. And here I will compute attention of x1 with x3. So here I will compute q1 q1 multiplied by k3. What is q1 everywhere? 0.8. What is q1? 0.8. And what is k2 and k3? Let's bring the value. What is k2? 0.6. And what is k3? 0.5. So let's put these values. 0.6, 0.5, 0.48 and 0.40. So what we have calculated now, we have calculated attention score of x1 against x1, x1 against x2 and x1 against x3. This concept is pretty important, guys. How you compute the query from the original vector using the weights, how you compute the key from the original vector using the weights, and how you compute the value. So value is basically pretty important here because value will be your final projection. Okay. So this is the attention scores. Okay. Now what you need to do is you need to apply something known as scaled attention. Okay. Why this is done is because due to uh, gradient problem, right? Due to gradient problem, we want to scale the values. Attention scaled, I will say. So next step is attention scaled. So if I want to scale this attention, right? What I will do is I will simply attention scaled. Okay. So what I should do is divide divide the score by whatever score you are seeing above, right? Divide the score by underscore dimension of k. Okay, so what is your dimension of k? Dimension of k in our case it is a 4 dimension, so underscore 4 is equal to 2. So the scaled attention, this is original attention, so it will change to, everything will change to 0.24 because it will be divided by 2. 0.24 and 0.20. Okay, so this is the scaled part of your attention. Why you do scaling? You do scaling because of gradient problems, and it keeps the gradients in control when you try to optimize things, right? When you try to optimize the weights. So here we have taken a small dimension, so you may not feel the difference, but in the larger dimension, right, it keeps your gradient under the check. Okay, and now as a next step what we are going to do is we are going to say these are my attention weights, and to calculate that attention weights, right, what we do normally is we just pass it through a softmax function. So softmax function, most of you are aware of that. Softmax function is nothing but it will just bring your values to a level which is easier to operate. Okay, so I will simply say attention weight of q1 k1, okay, is equal to softmax of, what was the value? 0.24. Okay, and this is roughly equal to 0.59. Attention weight of q1 k2, okay, q1 k2 is equal to softmax of, again, 0.24 from the above formula, and this will again go to 0.59. Attention weight of q1 k3, this is nothing but x1 x2 x3. Okay, so here softmax of 0.20, which will go to 0.57. So now you have attention weights. Okay, previously you had attention scores. Now you have attention weights. What is the difference? The difference is attention weight will ensure that all your attentions, right, that is within a particular range. Okay, so here attention weights, once you get the weights right, then what we are going to do is we are just going to project it to the new axis. Okay, so that is the final step. So final step final step what we are going to do is we are going to say weighted sum for x1 is our original first word, okay, is equal to 0.59 V1 plus 0.59 V2 plus 0.57 V3. So where from we are taking these numbers? This is 0.59, 0.59, this is 0.57. Okay, 0.59, 0.59, 0.57. Now this formula is very similar to what I told you in the beginning. This formula is nothing but phone is equal to 0.9, 0.9 tech into plus 0.1 sports. Okay, so in the end what we have reached is our original word x1 is projected into a different dimension, a different you can say plane. Okay, transformed, where these are my coefficients and these are my different dimensions. Okay, so here my x1 is projected. How I have reached there? I have reached there in 5 to 6 steps process. First step is I took my original word, and with the help of weights, I just found q, k, and v value for my word. Okay, once I have q, k, and v value, I just go ahead and compute what is the attention score of my word with respect to other words. Okay, so these are the attention score with respect to other words, because they also have their own key and values, right? And then attention scaled is very simple to understand. Whatever is your dimension of k, you can just divide by square root of that, and you can provide a attention weight by passing it through softmax, and in final step you just take it and sum it. Okay, similarly for x2, right? For x2, there could be a new number in v1, there could be a new number in v2, and a new number in v3. Similarly for x3, there could be a new number in v1, a new number in v2, a new number in v3. Okay, this could be there. So how it will help is in your three-dimensional space, right? v1, v2, v3, right? So let's say x1 is here, x2 is here, and x2 is here, and x3 is here. Tomorrow a new word comes, so if it is closer to x3 in terms of meaning, right, that new word will come and sit here. Okay, on the other hand, if it is closer to x1 in meaning, that new word will come and sit here. Okay, and the reason for all this hard work is we are trying to understand what happens in this world famous formula for attention. Okay, so it's very easy now for you to understand. Okay, forget softmax, forget v. Here what we are doing, we are just taking the q and multiplying by k transpose. Okay, so this is pretty simple. You take q and you multiply with k transpose. So if you see, right, this is nothing but you are multiplying only. Okay, so for simplicity I have written in like this, but multiplication happens matrix multiplication, right? So like that we are multiplying. Okay, and then you are dividing, this is the scaled part. Okay, so you are dividing by under root dk, this is the scaled part. Above one, numerator is dot product. Okay, numerator is dot product, denominator is scaling. Okay, softmax is for smoothing, and v you multiply to finally get the weighted attention. Okay, so whatever you see inside the bracket, this is basically a scale dot product. Softmax is a function you run on top, and v is finally that you multiply in the end to get your weighted attention. See here, weighted attention you multiply by, you know, your vector space, basically your new space. Okay, so this is the entire story of attention mechanism, guys. I will just reiterate what we learned today is one flavor of attention known as self attention scale dot product attention. Okay, if you go and open transformer page, right, it will show you this is scale dot product attention. So one variant of attention mechanism. Okay, so purpose we understood, embedding and transformation we understood, matrix operation basics we understood, the transpose part, right? Self attention formula we saw, and in a 6-step process, right, we just reached to that formula. Okay, please you go ahead and watch this video 2-3 times if you don't understand this. Try to understand what query does, what key does, and what we are trying to achieve finally in the value. Okay, so how this formula is working step by step that I showed you here. And if you have any questions, guys, drop me in the comment. I'll see you in the next video. Wherever you are, stay safe and take care.